Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're on the San Marcos River as always, but we got something a little bit new with us. That's right, we're on the NuCanoe Unlimited. I got the motor guide Xi3 up front with that pinpoint GPS spot lock. And yeah, it's the newest pickup. I got it because I'm going to be doing a little bit more fishing on bigger lakes and stuff like that around the Texas Hill Country. And also, you know, the stretches of river I fish are pretty deep and can handle the trolling motor. You know, I can run it pretty safely. So yeah, it's something I've been wanting a long time. I love the NuCanoe Unlimited. And I kind of, in the past 6 months or so, got wrapped up in the idea of an electric motor to replace the pedal drive. So far I've been out on it 3 times. This is going to be the 4th time and I'm absolutely loving it. But let's go ahead and do some fishing, see if we can't catch any fish, and then towards the end of the video I'll do a run through of my kayak, my setup, and how I've got everything. So thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into some fishing. All right, so we're getting started this morning with the whopper plopper. I didn't get the, oh man, first cast right into the tree. Cool. All right, let's just wait a second. Okay, we're getting started this morning with the whopper plopper. I've already got it hung up a couple times, but yeah, got it out, got the trolling motor set up. So as you can notice, we're out here on the NuCanoe Unlimited. Been a long time coming. We got the motor guide up front. And this thing's a fishing machine. It's basically just like my mini bass boat. So really excited to have it out here today. Gonna see if we can't see if maybe we can't improve our fishing. Maybe we increase our numbers or just helps us stay on a couple spots longer. But yeah, we're gonna find out. Okay, spot lock did its job. It held us there for a good little clip. So now we move on, cover a little bit more water. That's one thing I think this kayak's gonna help me with a lot, is just not just, you know, when you're in a pedal kayak, a lot of the time you do cover water, but you're not always fishing because, you know, you're worried about where you're steering, you know, you're pedaling, you're keeping your positioning. So with something like this, it just really frees up my hands, and it's gonna let me fish a lot more than I am actually worried about positioning. There we go. That was pretty cool. And he got off. Dude, I am the king of losing fish. That was my own fault though, because I checked the camera to make sure it was recording before I knew it. I had reeled that sucker all the way to the boat.
What kind of kayak you got there?
It's a NuCanoe Unlimited.
How you like it?
I love it, man. I love it. I actually just picked this up, I think last Friday.
Where'd you buy that?
I got it up there. There's a kayak shop at the Texas Ski Ranch in New Braunfels. They also sell them at TG Canoes.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
But no, this thing's pretty cool, man. I used to have a pedal drive, but I find myself just kind of wanting to fish more than I am like positioning and staying in spot. So I was like, you know, grab something like this, and the trolling motor you just pop off if you want to go just do float like.
Equipped with it?
You buy it separately. It's like $1,300, but I mean it comes with GPS, spot lock. I mean, like,
that's what I got on
Yeah, right? It's exact same thing. Yeah. I just ran into some pretty cool guys. Or really a guy and his son. And we actually exchanged numbers. I think we might go hit some fishing spots on the river that you need 2 trucks to get to, because you have to drop one off and then do a pickup. So I'll probably be hitting him up sometime and seeing if we can't go catch some fish together on the San Marcos. All right, so I've been throwing the crankbait through the top water, and I just, oh, am I already hung up? Good God. Anyway, picked up the Ned rig to see if we can't just pull up a couple desperate fish. I mean, it's already almost 11 a.m. So, I mean, it's getting late. I talked to the guy for like an hour. That was my own fault. Maybe not an hour, but I talked to him for too long. So we wasted some time there, but you know, we've only got 1 fish to show for it. Didn't even make it in the boat. Seems to be my MO lately. Need to get a net. I think that's what that means. This trolling motor is badass though. I cannot lie. Makes quick work of like, whenever you get, you know, getting a weird spot, it really makes quick work of it. Helps you get out of there. All right. Oh, he came off. Hey, you know how it goes. You know how it goes for me. They don't like to stay on my line. All right, so I just tied, I didn't tie one back on, but I fixed my worm because I missed a fish. He messed my worm up, but I got a new one on there. That's the Ned rig. I've had 2 bites on the Ned rig today. Missed both fish, but I have a feeling if we keep throwing it, we'll pick one up. Okay, I've switched over to a rage tail. I can't do it anymore. I've caught 1 fish today, trying all these new baits, trying to get fancy with it. So I'm just gonna see if I can't pick up any fish on the rage tail, because we know that one works. I've caught a lot of fish off of it here on the river, so I'm probably gonna throw that until probably till the end of the day, honestly. So see if we can't catch a late afternoon fish. Late morning, really, not late afternoon, but same thing here. It's like 100 degrees already. You stay on there, fish. Yes, sir. That is a gorgeous fish, too. Oh, man. But that's a beautiful fish. Coloration on him is nice. Looking good. But that's the first one we've gotten into the boat today. I mean, we lost one on the top water. Lost him right at the boat. Finally got one in there. So now I can, well, I guess I need to catch more, but I feel a little better now that I've actually got one in the boat here. There goes a little hummingbird. See if we can't grab a couple more. So like I was saying earlier, I never really get to fish this spot of the river because the current rips through here. It makes it really hard to keep my positioning and to actually fish in one spot. You know, I can maybe make 1 cast before I repositioning. But what I've done here is I've just turned the trolling motor on and I set it to like 1 or 2, whatever the speed is. And it's pretty much keeping me, you know, in one spot. So like, let me kick it up a notch because we're actually going backwards with the current. But we turn on the trolling motor and as you can see, we're kind of just sitting still. So I can make casts, hands-free, and see if I can't pull off some of these fish here. Oh That was a big old bass right there. Anyway, before that giant bass interrupted me. So yeah, I'm making casts, working the bank line, and these tend to be really good spots. Like, you have to pass them up because it's hard to fish, but they do tend to be really good spots that hold a lot of fish because there's bait, there's shallow water that transitions to deeper water, and there's a lot of current. So definitely not a place you want to pass up. Sometimes you just have to if you can't, you can't fish it right. Here's another one. Now that is the first time me actually, because this could get bad here. Yeah, so I pulled up another fish there, little guy. But again, I'm able to work this bank here. I've never been able to work it like this. If you kind of notice there at the end, the pressure of catching the fish actually did drag me into some of that crud. But we just set the fish down, put on the remote, and we worked our way out of it. Now I've got spot lock on, and we're kind of just sitting here in the current. Sitting in the current, and then whenever I'm situated again, I can just take it off spot lock and keep moving up forward here. Okay, while I have it in spot lock, we just caught that fish that you saw, but while I've got it here and we're kind of stationary, I'm gonna go ahead and fish some of these little drop offs right here, little troughs. The other thing I noticed about this spot, other than the current, is the shade. A lot of shade over here, so I think that's gonna play a part because it is hot, and when you get that shade, the fish congregate to it.
Stir them up for you a little bit.
Get them biting.
Do you have any luck?
Yeah, I actually just caught 2 in this little spot here. They like the shade.
Right up under that hook.
So what we're gonna do here now is I'm gonna kill the motor. So we have a really shallow spot right here that the trolling motor is not gonna make it through. So I'm gonna take it off spot lock, turn off the what's it called? Turn off the prop. There's definitely an art to that, and I do not have it down yet, but I plan on getting it down. It's usually, I've done it a couple times where it's just smooth. You pull it up once and clicks into place. You look like a professional. You move on. The other times, I do a lot of banging around, like you just saw. I'm looking for fish while I'm out here too. Water's crystal clear. Okay, so we're out of the deep crap. What I'm going to do to let it go is, obviously you have to hit that foot pedal up there to release. So I've got my rope that's going to let it down softly, and then I've got my foot pedal rope right here. So there goes that. We let her down. It's easy as that. Damn, dude. I'm losing. I've probably lost 10 fish in the past 2 weeks. Not losing that one. Another largemouth bass. This is some of those other fish I've had. I think they've been hybrids of some sort, but this one's actually just a purebred largemouth bass. Another little guy. He hit like a bigger guy, but definitely not too big. Let's go ahead and let this guy go. Splash me right in the face. All right. I was just over there. Had a bass chase it out of there. All right, so we're off the kayak. We're gonna do a little wade fishing, just to see if we can't pick up a fish, or one more fish or two more fish or something like that before I go into this review, or not really a review, but overview of my kayak. That's a good fish. Well, it's not too good. There we go. That was pretty quick, pretty easy. Let's go ahead and let this guy, oh, there he goes. Now that feels like a better one. He ran into my leg. That's so funny. Crazy because they just hit like a freight train, but they end up being little guys. Fuck. He picked it up, man. There he is. That's a good one too. It's not a bad one right there. Probably like a 14.5, 15 incher. For the river, it's pretty good. It definitely, when you hooked into it, it's obvious it's a bigger fish. Let's let this guy go. And there he goes. Back to where he came from. All right, I'm content. Let's go do a little overview of my kayak. Okay, so now for the part that everybody probably joined the video for. This is my new NuCanoe Unlimited. So let's go ahead and start from the front, and I'll walk you through what I've done with this kayak. So up front here we have the motor guide Xi3. This is the pinpoint version, so basically it's spot lock enabled. So if I want to just stay in one spot, I can do that pretty easily just at the push of a button. So that's really nice about that. And I've been looking forward to having a kayak with this, with that feature. So I actually was looking between the Autopilot 120 and obviously the NuCanoe Unlimited with the motor guide. But yeah, so we've got that set up on a quick release bracket here. So you can just pull that out, and then I can lift that motor out once that's removed. And that's ran through hole here. So you just plug in here, right in that spot, and that goes all the way through the boat to the back where my power is. So yeah, so that's what it's going to look like whenever you mount it up front. You have plenty of room from the seat to the actual motor, so that's nice. Moving to the middle here, this is my depth finder. This is kind of just my I guess fill-in depth finder. I bought this one a couple years ago, and it's just your standard down imaging. I think it's a Hook, what do we have, a Hook 4X. So it's nothing fancy. I do plan on upgrading that in the future, but for now it can do the job. And that is sitting on a Yakutak sail block here. So my battery is actually inside. You pull this door back, you can see my battery's in there. Shut that. And it's all one module basically. So I got my depth finder, cell block, and then the switchblade transducer arm, which mounts directly to the cell block, and that sits in the water like that. If I don't want to use it, let's say I'm going to fish shallow stuff that looks like this everywhere, obviously I'm going to take that off because I won't really need it. But today, you know, I'm fishing a little deeper water, so I'm using it just to get a feel for it. Over here, I've just got my one rod holder for whenever I catch a fish. I can set my rod in it. Nothing really fancy. You could add whatever you want in that spot. And then of course, I've got my paddle. You never, even though I do have a motor, you don't want to go kayaking without the motor. I mean, without the paddle. So here we have the NuCanoe 360 seat. So it's on a swivel, so you can actually swivel side to side. That's super nice whenever I'm out on the water. You know, sometimes you don't cast straight forward. You cast to the left and to the right, and that kind of gives you a more comfortable way to do that. So, moving back towards the back of the boat, I've got my Yak Attack. What is this thing called? Oh, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I don't know why. Anyway, it's a crate. Yak Attack sells it. They're made super well. And inside of it, I've got my tackle boxes. A couple tackle boxes. I'm not sure how many. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tackle boxes, and still room for more. Then I've also got my Z Pro 50 amp hour lithium battery. So that's what's running this kayak. I have not had any issues yet as far as the like the length of the battery and how long it lasts. But we'll see. We're gonna keep testing it and see how long we can run with that thing. So on that Yak Attack box, you've got 6 rod holders. You could put more if you wanted, but for me 6 is really all I need. So yeah, that's that. Very nice. It's got the little handles on the side, so whenever you're transporting, you just pick that thing up, take it out. And then of course back here I've got a little Engel cooler. I don't take that with me every time, but today's like 102 degrees, so I figured I'd pack my water and a little snack and some Gatorade in there so that I don't die out here in this heat. Yeah, and you even got room back here for more. So this is my through-hole wiring kit, where up front, I don't know if you can see the wires I showed you earlier, but those run all the way through the boat and they come out here and then run to my box here. I could probably do something way neater, you know, way more clean with that, but for now it works. You've also got this hatch here, gives you access to the hole inside. I don't know what you'd want to run in there. You could put some batteries, just put some you know, dry storage, put your dry packs in there, anything you want really. You can use that space. And then of course the Unlimited comes with this really awesome grab handle here. That helps when I'm loading and unloading. I like that they added that feature instead of just like the standard toggle handle with the rope, because whenever you get heavier kayak, you know, that thing can hurt your wrist a little bit if you're not careful. And then another standard on all NuCanoes is the transom. So you can actually buy a transom mount and put a trolling motor, a gas motor with this kayak, or you can even put like, you know, electric motor like a Torpedo or something like that on the back. But yeah, super awesome kayak. I'm really liking it so far. One of the biggest things that I like about it is that it's just so versatile. You know, I can do a little bit of everything with this kayak. If I don't want to use the motor, I just remove the motor. If I don't want to take the depth finder with me, I just take the depth finder off and leave it at home. I don't even have to take the boxes if I want. If I want to leave my crates at home, or my cooler at home, then I can do that and just go cruising. So that's really, really nice. I think this kayak is 12 feet 6 inches long, so it's really not the longest kayak in the world, you know, compared to like a Pro Angler 14 or like an Ocean Kayak Prowler 13 or something like that. But it's also not tiny. You're definitely gonna have a little less maneuverability compared to something like a Tarpon 120 or a NuCanoe Flint, for example. But what you lack in the maneuverability, you gain in stability. This thing is like fishing off of a boat. I'm not even kidding. I've owned a 1436 John boat, and this thing is I would say as tippy as that, which if you've been in a 1436 John boat, they're not very tippy at all, unless you go stand in, you know, way on the side of the boat, or you have two people in it and y'all are both moving at the same time. But man, when it's just me, which obviously it's always just me in the kayak, this thing is super stable, super stable. I would recommend this to anybody who's like a bigger guy, real tall dudes. This is definitely the kayak for you. So that's about it though. Give it one more look down. Trolling motor up front. Got a couple of tackle boxes underneath the seat there. I like that. You have that space to just kind of throw crap underneath there. All right, everybody, that's gonna wrap today's video up. Thank you so much for joining in. I can't wait to bring more content around my new NuCanoe Unlimited. It's gonna be a lot of fun getting out and fishing some bigger water, fishing some tournaments, but continuing to still hit the rivers that I love so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. I'll see you guys in the next one.